Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well and prepared for a new video. Today we will again, like we did the last time, translate live the press conference of Massimiliano Allegri before the first Europa League game that we are playing tomorrow versus Nantes. I'm sorry, I'm totally sick. But I really wanted to do it, at least I do it, and I had not the strength to do a video this morning to do and collect all the information, but we can do it, and we will do it all together, translating the press conference live, and then, of course, small debrief, and speaking about the arguments of the topics of yesterday and today. Danilo extension, Huijsen extension, that is nearly a done deal, and speaking about all the other topics that we are speaking about. So I'm super happy to see all of you into the chat. The first one that was there was Juve Pulse. Ciao Enric, that is there. He said, I'm first, and being first is not important, it's the only thing that matters. Ciao to Juve Pulse, ciao to Dudu, ciao to RB Comes. Did you see and did you watch the video that he made about Soulé? A fantastic one, and if I'm not wrong, on Friday we have a new beautiful surprise with a new edit of another player. If you want to, you can already you can already put the name that you believe that the video... I start again. R Becomes did or will do a new edit for Friday. Can you guess the player? Okay, now we said it. It's much easier that way. Ciao to the Rocky. It's Yildiz. No, it's not Yildiz. It's not Yildiz. Ciao to Aman, ciao to Bogdan first, but not first to like the button, to Juve Pulse, because the first one was Bogdan apparently. Ciao to Styler Z that is saying, Beppe, grande Beppe, I hope you are better. No, it's worse, it's worse. This evening, this night actually, I didn't sleep at all. I was shaking, I was really bad with a lot of fever. It is what it is, but I have to be strong, because tomorrow I'm live for the watch along of Juve Not, so I have to find my energy back. Ciao to Rocco, no, to Diane, Rocco, whom I think Manchester United. Who you prefer between Manchester United and Barcelona? Well, let's see what the result will be there. It's a bit too early. First, let's try to beat Nantes. The press conference will start in 7 minutes, so we have a bit of time to say hello to all the people. So I see the only guess at the moment is Yildiz. No, it's not Yildiz. I'm waiting for other guesses, guys. I'm waiting for other guesses. Ciao to Nini Baranto, Forza Juve. Ciao to Ash. Ciao to Punzara with a Beppe out because I was 5 minutes late. Punzara with the beautiful hearts. Rising Cross. Ciao Beppe. Are you healthier? No, it's worse. It's worse. Ciao, Idza, we are still waiting for your answer. Did you receive the job? Did you get the job? Yes or no? Because it's already some nights that I can't sleep because I have always that question in my mind. Ciao, Zlatko. It is Juve time, but did you read the news about Barca is target? That now Barca is target. Yeah, apparently they paid the referee 1.4 million, a vice president of the referee, something like that. Yeah, but I didn't really get too much into detail about that. But I read, the headlines at least. You know, when it's my team, I go into details. When it's the other team, we have already enough problems. So no, it's not Rabiot, it's not Locatelli, it's not Miretti, it's not Ealing Jr. Soulé, we just did it. Soulé. Watch it. It's there on the channel. Fagioli or Kostic? Well, it's one of them. It's one of them. Fagioli or Kostic. One of them. And now it's easy. You have 50% possibilities. 50% possibilities. It's Fagiolino. It is Fagiolino. Yeah, it is Fagiolino. Nicolo Fagioli video should be there on Friday. I hope so. Let's see if it will work or not, because it's a lot of work and doing these kind of edits. I hope you like it on the channels. It's a new thing, and I'm also working on a new really fun live. It will be a live with a guest about some opinions. Will be something totally fun and different on the channel, something that we didn't do at the moment yet, so I'm curious. Guys, before starting, because we start in 5 minutes, do you have questions? Are there topics you want to talk about Juve before entering? Do you have some feelings? The one that will present the game with Max Allegri is Bremer, that you can see here on the right side. So we always, as usual, we start with the player. You know, for Champions League, for Europa League, there is always a press conference with a player and the coach. It will be Bremer. It's not the most extrovert player, quite introvert, atypical Brazilian player, but the three Brazilians that we have, Alexandro, Danilo, and Bremer, are the three of them really introvert, totally different as other Brazilian players that loves to talk, loves to be there, being the star in the highlights, in the spotlight. It's not the case of Bremer, so I don't know how we will answer. I'm expecting a lot of short answers for Bremer, yes or no answers, without too many words. I think it's quite well prepared without too much blah blah. For Bremer at least. For Allegri, we'll speak starting, of course, with it will be a difficult game. We have to respect, and so on and so on. So, of course, and then we'll see. There will be question probably about the Trident. Will we see them tomorrow? They will probably ask about Pogba, because today we saw him running. Latest news are that he will not be there. Like here, we start already. Can we already expect Pogba to be back soon? He was running this morning. We saw it in the pictures of Juve. He was running, which is great, which is nice, but I don't expect him to be here. It was really confirmed by Max Allegri last week in press conference before Fiorentina that he will not be there. Pogba, and also not versus Spezia. Then you can always have some surprises. Last time I said I think there is a possibility to see him. Now, guys, I'm a bit more cautious. I'm a bit more cautious. Win, that's all I want. The win for Ayman 1106. Maximum of health for Beppe. Grande. Thank you, Bogdan. I will try. But actually, it's because of my son. My son was sick. When was it? Post game of Fiorentina. He was sick, and then he contaminated first my wife, then me. It was really long time that I was not sick like that. But anyway, we are here, back on the channel. Ciao to Andar Sofyan, that I also want on the channel to speak about his experience in Indonesia with Edgar Davids. That's something that I have in my notebook. He already said yes. We just have to find a date. But that would be really great to have also the Indonesian community represented on the channel. Andar, that came on my channel in 3 years ago. I believe it was 3 years ago. A fantastic live together with Andar Sofyan. Saying good morning, Beppe, good day. This is our first Europa League after so many years. Does away goals still count or not? Away goals. No. It's the same for all European competition. It has been cancelled, so no away goals in that competition neither. Has been changed. I don't know if it's a good one or not. The first year tested was last year, so I'm really curious about that. How we are thinking that can work, yes or no. I try to put also here the. Let me check if we can put it on or not. Wait, at least we have a bit of news here with Gleison Bremer that will be there together with us. We see some goals I can't show you. I remember versus Nantes the last time that we played. I watched that game. It was in 95 or 95, 96. It was on the 3rd of April 96 before going into the Champions League final. It was not in Europa League. It was in Champions League. We won that semi-final and then we won that cup. Who knows if we can win the cup this year, yes or no. Federico Chiesa. Next is the game. Attenzione, because I have to pay attention. There are too many movies, and if I show them, then I will be banned with the channel. I don't know what Juventus did here, but they are causing me a bit of problems. So I'm waiting here that we start with the press conference of Max Allegri. Juve Pulse, Nantes is a difficult opponent, but on this level, the mentality will be decisive. We win and qualify with more goals, and we grow from here. It's a good comment. Guys, in football, everything can happen. Everything can happen. You can win versus the strongest team in the world. You can lose versus the weakest team in the world in terms of salary, in terms of everything. And that's why football is beautiful, because there are no certainties in football. On the other hand, guys, if you are not able to win in a 2 games, home and away, versus Nantes, with all the respect for Nantes, guys, probably we have a problem, a bigger problem than that. Then just give up that international competition. To be really sincere with you, if you can't win versus Nantes, it makes no sense to try to win other games versus more experienced and strong teams. If you are looking here at the ranking of Ligue 1, Nantes is 13th. In 2023, they are doing much more and much better than in 2022. Start of the season was really difficult for them. They have 23 points at the... No, 23 games played. They have 28 points, only 6 wins. But I tell you, in 2023, they are doing much, much, much better. I'm waiting for the press conference to start. How long? It will start in a few seconds. So I will already put my headphones so that you know it. During the press conference, I'm able for you to translate. Let me put it on. Bremer and Max Allegri, we are waiting for them. As long as they are not there, we continue to do what we have to do. I need to check because here I don't have any sound. Let me check, guys. Okay, the sound is there. Luckily, imagine I have to translate a press conference without sound. That would have been disaster. Word by word. That's the advantage and the benefit on the channel. At least you don't have to read parts of things or, not correctly translated words from Bremer and Max Allegri. We translate word by word without changing the words. We will win tomorrow, inshallah, from Juve. Sam... Ciao Beppe, good morning. Good morning to Sam. We have Anthony. Ciao Anthony Trimboli. Good morning to you. Francesco, ciao Beppe. Do you think that Rabiot will extend his contract with Juve? Saluti da un fratello Gobbo. Non lo penso. I don't believe so. I don't think that Rabiot will extend with Juventus. No, I don't believe so. I think that Rabiot will have the opportunity or has the opportunity to sign his really big last contract of his career. Is 28 or he's approaching 28. He will have 3 years, 4 years of possibility to have a big contract yet with a lot of money. So I don't believe that he will come and remain to Juve, especially because we don't know. I see Gleison Bremer arriving. I see Max Allegri. You know that when we start, I will try to put aside a bit the comments. I see Bremer. I told you, Bremer, I expect a lot of yes or no answers. We start, as always, with the questions from Bremer. First question. What are the ambitions and how much do you want to start that competition? Bremer, yes, it is an important game. We already talked with the team and with the mister. We have to arrive at the end of that competition, but game by game, and that start tomorrow. So already immediately going to the final. That's the ambition. Albanese. You started with 4-man defense. Now you are back with 3. Are you feeling really well with 3 or 4-man defense would be nice for you? He said, last year I played always with a 3-man defense. But of course, I'm at the disposal of the coach. We start with 4, now with 3. I find myself really well in a 3-man defense. I told you, short answer from Bremer. Can you do a recap of your Juventus journey? He says, I did some mistakes, Napoli and Monza, but I'm feeling well at Juve. I have to continue until the end of the season because next year will be a really important year. Question from Fabiano Della Valle. Why can Juventus arrive until the end of that competition? Bremer says we are conscious about the difficulties that we have, but we have to continue like that. We won 8 games in a row in Serie A, so the team is there. We have to continue that way. As you know, they took away from us minus 15 points. We don't know if they will give it back, yes or no. We have to finish the season as good as we can. And next year, when we'll start again, we start with 0 points, as everyone. Bremer continued to repeat that the team, but not only the defenders, all the team is feeling well. We are doing okay and we have to continue. Just repeating. Question. Is there also the will to revenge the fact that we are out of Champions League? Is it also the key to arrive again in Champions League? Bremer says we have to be always positive. Step by step, seeing what will happen at the end of the season. We have to watch every single game as it is a final. Guys, to be honest, there is not a lot of things that Bremer is giving to us in terms of answers. Question versus Monza and Napoli, you were not at your level. Was there some particular problems that you had in that small, difficult moment of yours? Bremer says, I'm not looking for alibis. I did really, really bad in these 2 games. Without alibis, it is what it is. When I arrived in Italy, nobody knew who I was. Last year, I won the best defender. This is my strength, working hard. I have to watch ahead of these 2 games that I did really bad. Agresti. Agresti is asking, how do you think that Allegri is making you better? Bremer. Last year I was working man on man. Now I'm playing a bit more in zone. And that's how Allegri is making me better. To not only being able to do a one-on-one. Question in French. What are you fearing from Nantes? What do you know from Nantes? And Bremer is saying it's a team that is quite organized, as a lot of French team. We have to play well defensively, but in front we have the qualities to do good. Now the question for Max Allegri. Attenzione. Allegri now. What players are you recuperating for tomorrow versus Nantes? Allegri. Quadrado will be back. Not 100%, but he will be there. Bonucci will be called up. I will call him up just to feel again the environment of a game. Pogba is out together with Caio Jorge. He didn't speak about Milik and Miretti. Tomorrow it's a new competition that starts. A European competition. Unfortunately, we were eliminated in Champions League. But now Europa League starts to be an objective. An important objective, especially because it can give you the access to the next Champions League. The first step, of course, is the home and away game versus Now to arrive at the round of 16 with the objective to go at the end of the competition. Question. After the elimination, you said that the anger should be there and should stay also to play that competition versus not in Europe. Did you see the team more motivated? Allegri. The fact that we are out of Champions League, unfortunately, gives us a lot of sadness. we are angry. Tomorrow is still an European competition, but Europa League, we know that it's absolutely not simple. Winning and playing in Europe is difficult. Playing versus French team is difficult because they are a physical team. In the last 10 games, Nantes, they lost only one time versus Marseille with 6 clean sheets. They have velocity and technique up front. It's a game that has to be played over 180 minutes. Tomorrow we have to put the fundamentals to go to Nantes with an advantage in terms of score. So tomorrow he wants to win. Albanese, can tomorrow the Trident play together? Allegri, I didn't choose yet. This morning we did a training. I had to evaluate who had to recuperate some energies. We need everyone because we have the game tomorrow and on Sunday versus Spezia. Who to play, who to start, and who to play versus Spezia. So he didn't give some indications about who is starting tomorrow. Question. Winning that competition, can that change your future at Juventus? He says, I have no idea. We have to be concentrated game by game, not thinking at the end. If we lose from sight the fact that it's game by game, we will lose ourselves. Serie A, Coppa Italia, and Europa League has to be seen game by game. We have to do better in certain things. Managing the ball. Because versus Fiorentina in the second half, we were really bad. Especially in the beginning of the first half versus Fiorentina was not good. We have to recuperate as many points as possible in Serie A. Will the games on Thursday take away some energies for Serie A? That's the question. Allegri is answering. I said it yesterday to the guys. Your European competition is giving us the possibility to fill the schedule, because otherwise we will play only one game a week, and that's quite boring, that's quite annoying. So regardless if it's Thursday or not, we have to play. And we have to fill that schedule so that we have the possibility to play as many games as possible, 2 games a week. Same question, how many do you want to win that competition? He says again, we were eliminated in Champions League, it was absolutely bad. For me tomorrow it's a start, it's a debut, because it's the first time that I will play in Europa League. Of course I will not play, but I'm going on the bench. But it's the first game that is coaching, managing in Europa League. We have to have a lot of respect for Nantes. Our strength is playing versus all the opponents with a lot of respect, winning centimeter by centimeter, knowing and being aware that to win the game, we must be a team. And at the moment, the guys are showing it. Tomorrow is the first round of the 2 games, and we have to play it with a lot of energies, with a lot of respect, and playing a beautiful game. The usual answers, guys. Again, a question about Pogba, because they saw him running this morning in the training. How is the evolution of Pogba? Can we see him in the return game versus Nantes? Allegri. We all go step by step. I do, Pogba is doing. Milik is not there tomorrow, okay? So we all have to do game step by step. We hope to have him as soon as possible. This morning he did the training with the team, but he's still behind. But for Paul, we have to evaluate him day by day. Guys, he's approaching. If no other things, Pogba is approaching. Attenzione. the question, you played 102 games in Champions League. How are you facing? How are you approaching that new competition? Max is saying the same as when you are playing in Champions League. Sometimes you are playing on Wednesday and you are playing on Saturday. Now it's a bit the same, Thursday and Sunday. We know it. It's difficult, but we have an important team with important players that are allowing us to do some changes during the game, but also between some games. 5 changes, if I'm able to guess the correct one, are helping us. We are playing on Thursday and on Sunday. Hopefully sometimes we can play on Monday, but we play when they tell us to play. Balzarini, Mediaset question. They are speaking about him fighting verbally versus a supporter, but also celebrating a goal that we scored, something that he was not doing in the past. What is happening? How is he feeling the tension? How is he feeling more inside of Juve? Are you feeling a captain of that team, a guide of that team? He's saying, no. I'm not a leader, I'm a coach. Of course, the company is strong, and that's the fundament of everything. But of course, there are moments and moments. I am also a human. I am also a person. I'm not made of iron. There are some moments where you have to do some things. There are some moments where you can't do something. In that moment now, being compact, being united is making the difference. Don't forget that a team that you are taking away minus 15 points from the morning to the evening, from one day to the other, well, you can be a bit lost. So you have to find these situations where you are going really fast again, really united, because there are not a lot of time. We lost versus Monza. And after the minus 15 points and the beautiful reaction versus Atalanta, losing versus Monza was another hit on our face. Luckily, we changed mentality. We are back. We have to continue to do well. And also tomorrow, trying to win to prepare the game versus Spezia. That will be another difficult game and complicated game. How important is it to fill the calendar with games instead of having these heads of the players with too many time to think about that minus 15 points? Max is saying Europa League is important because more games you have, less you are training, and more you are busy mentally to think about that game. We want to play Europa League also for challenges, to play important games. If we are starting a season, it's not to train, it's to play these games. We want to play these big games, the juice game, to win them. That's the mentality when we start a season. The team needs to continue to do like that. That being said, the team now understood after being a bit disorientated, we have to think and look at the first minimal objective, the one that are just up front in Serie A. Then on the other side, we have a certainty. We have a certainty that the team made 46. No, 44. Bit of joke with Salernitana. Sorry, not 46, 44. Joke with Salernitana. We have the certainty that we did 44 points in Serie A. Even if now we have to focus on the one just up front of us. There is already a sign of growth physically also from Federico Chiesa, because seeing him recuperating faster, also especially after the game of Fiorentina, is already a step more towards the direction of Federico Chiesa being at top form. In the past, he needed a bit more time to recuperate between two games. Now he's recuperating faster. I agree with Arif. Beautiful question this time. I love it. I really love it. Rankings in Europa League, I don't know. When you're at Juve, you have to try to win every single game. Serie A, you need to win game by game to try to go up again. In Europa League, you need to win to go to the next stage. Tomorrow we have a sold out in Allianz Stadium. That's also a really beautiful sign of being united from the supporters, and we need to give them a really beautiful answer. What is the French? They will be at the end. Tomorrow, what are you expecting from the supporters in a sold-out stadium? Max is saying, but also versus Fiorentina, the supporters were really good. Since the minus 15, the supporters are united and they are helping us a lot, and I'm really happy about that. Last question in French for the people that were asking. Est-ce que vous estimez que vous êtes très 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 largement favori de cette double compétition contre Nantes? So, are you estimating, are you thinking that you are big favorite versus Nantes? And Allegri is saying, I don't know if we are super favorite. Nantes is a good team. Looking at their last result, is a solid team. Technical players up front. And also, I want to hug to the striker from Nantes that unfortunately lost the daughter. Because this is the most important thing. So big hug and thoughts towards the player. And it's a pity that we don't have him tomorrow. And then I want to say also good luck to the next gen that will play this evening. The return game versus Foggia. Hopefully they can reach the final. This was it. This was the press conference. Mamma mia, indeed. I agree with you guys. What a long press conference. Indeed. I was expecting, guys, the start of the press conference, indeed, with the memory of unfortunately the player, guys. It's really sad. It's a player from Nantes that should have played tomorrow versus us, a forward player. Unfortunately, for the people that do not know, that lost his daughter. The daughter was 5 years old. So, guys, in these moments, guys, I am a father myself. I believe this is the worst thing that can happen to you. But really, there is nothing worse than that in the world. Don't want to go into detail, of course, to respect privacy, but I'm happy that it has been said. I was really scared that we would not touch a word upon it, because this is, guys, this is the most important thing. Most important than the points on the field, most important that whatever thing that we have with the investigation, whatever. I told you so many times. Football is the most important thing of the non-important things. Well, in front of that, guys, total disaster. So I'm happy that Max and Juventus spoke about it. I'm also happy that we showed also a sign of respect towards the next gen that are doing fantastically well, that can potentially reach the final of Coppa Italia, that we already won with the next gen a few years ago, so we have the possibility to do it again. A lot of things has been said. I already predicted the answers of Bremer. I'm sorry, guys. I already predicted the ones of Bremer. I told you it's not an extrovert player at all, so the answers will be really, really short. A lot of time he didn't actually really answer it. It was more, superficial. Let us put ourselves in big now. A lot of time it was like, these kind of circumstances answers, like we said in Italy. What did he speak about Bremer? Well, he spoke about immediately, and the first question, the first answer, he said immediately, our objective is go to the end of the competition, so it means the final of Europa League. Will we reach it or not? We don't know, of course, step by step. But speaking about it immediately, and Bremer and also Allegri show a sign that we want to do something beautiful in Europa League. We are out of the Champions League, but not out of Europe yet. We have our chances. Yes. Are we favorite? No, we know it. There are some teams like Manchester United, Barcelona that will play against each other. There is Arsenal, there is Roma. There are some top teams in that competition. But at least the intention, the ambition to do something is there. When you are not 100% confident about yourself, you don't speak about it a lot. Now, well, that's what he said. I will continue to recap a bit the most important parts, but I want to say hello and also to read your comments. First, I want to start with Thomas, because Thomas, he wrote me a message this morning on a video, and I wanted to answer it, and I said probably he's sleeping because he's from the other side of the world. So when I see him or hear him, I will tell him, thank him. I will thank him personally, but he watched the video from November 2020, so it's 1 year and a half, no, 2 years and a half ago. He was watching a video where I was speaking back then about Danilo. And he said, nice to see the progression also on the channel, and he was happy to watch that video where we already spoke about Danilo. If he continued like that, it was together with Pirlo at the time when he was doing really well. So thank you for the beautiful, kind words, Thomas. It's strange because I watched the video, the quality was less good. The way that I was speaking was absolutely not good enough, but the views were high, 4,400 views on a video of 2 years and a half ago, where now we see that Juventus videos have some difficulty. So if you can help me, guys, with some maximum of likes on that video as well, it would be really, really, really appreciated. Anyway, let me read a bit of your comments about the press conference. What did you think about it? Because we were speaking about it. A lot of great things has been said in that press conference. A lot of good question has been asked. Allegri showing class and respect. I agree with Steve Cano. People first. Always. Cliff. Ciao, Cliff. Grande Cliff. Huijsen hopefully plays more next season and probably playing with the starting 11 regularly. Well, I wanted to go towards Huijsen. That is actually not really taking part of that press conference, but it's an important news, of course. So he can't sign at the moment, but in April he will have the possibility to sign his professional contract with Juve that will extend him for 4 more years. Family is totally convinced that is the right choice. A player that is with us since 2 seasons. He arrived from Malaga when he was 15. He played with the under 17 last year. We are speaking about under 17, guys, where he was top scorer because he's the one that is taking the penalties, the one that is taking the free kicks. On set pieces, he's always there in the box with a header. He's already a huge player, more than 190. It's huge. It's a player that is burning all the steps. There are some players that need a journey. I can tell you, I work for Juve, guys. I can't reveal a lot of things that are inside because it's not correct. But I can tell you in general that some players are already there with the skills, but not all of them are there with the head. And that's super important, that maturity of being able to start a game, to being able to fight against the pressure, being able to understand what it is to do a bad game. Like Bremer was speaking about, he did 2 horrible performances versus Monza and versus Napoli. He was conscious about it. He spoke about it. He says, I'm not looking for any alibi. I did really, really bad. We have to think forward. And, that maturity, you reach it at a certain moment where you are a bit more mature. Some players has the skills, but probably not yet the possibility mentally to be there. Depending how we are managing it. But Huijsen is a player that skills and maturity are already present in that young player that is doing fantastically well. He's burning all the steps, going from the under 17 this season, the beginning of the season with the under 19s. where he did really well. At a certain moment, Montero and the staff, they said, this guy is too strong. The guy is too strong to play with the under 19. And at the half of the season, they decided to put him with the under 23 in Serie C, in third division of Italian football, where he's doing fantastically well. And not only is there with the team to be on the bench, but he's starting the games. And to be honest, he's doing also really good. So it's a player that is also training at La Continassa with the first team from time to time. Allegri already has his eye on it. We are recuperating Bonucci. We have Danilo. We have Gatti that still needs to improve. We have Danilo. We have, who else? Alexandro. We have a lot of players. Bremer. We have a lot of players now. Is it the necessity to take some playing time from a player that burned every step from under 17 immediately to under 19 half a season and going to under 23? I don't know. But it's a player that probably will be really fast in first team. Not sure if it will happen this season, but there are some possibility to see him from next season. Thank you to Reisencross, my friend. Good morning, my friend Reisencross. Thank you for your donation. Good morning. For Reisencross, it's a bit late, right? It's already 3 p.m. 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So, Beppe, if you can interview one person of Juve as a guest on your channel, who will it be? Staff included. What would you ask? Beautiful. Mamma mia. Really beautiful. I never really thought about it, but I believe a lot of players would be on my wish list. I know that I had a wish list that I made. Let me check if I still have it, because I made it really long time ago. Look, I had a wish list with all the people that I wanted to interview here, with a lot that I already found it. You see, where the country and so on that I had on the channel. Maybe I should do a new one, but. I know that as a player, I had Claudio Marchisio that I interviewed on the Juve channel, not here. If it would be on this channel, well, ex-players, I would love Marchisio. I think it would be a really nice talk. And speaking about ex-players, Marchisio would be a nice one. I would love to see a young player like Sule on the channel. If you're speaking about the team actually at Juve, Federico Chiesa would be really nice, because it's one that is speaking Italian, but also has a fantastic English, much better than mine. Having Federico Chiesa would be really nice. I tell you, of course, that if I have the opportunity, which will not happen, of course, but it would be Allegri. I tell you the truth, it would be Allegri, because if Allegri is creating controversy from what he's saying, but also is dividing a lot, and I would love to have a heated, great conversation and asking Allegri. I am attracted by management a lot. It's my career. I have always been in management. I would love to have Allegri, not because I love him or not. I would try to challenge him on a lot of things, like why balance football? How do you react to criticism of the field? I believe that having Allegri would be really, really huge, and you can enter in specific questions about how he's managing the young players, going deep more than what he's doing in press conference. I think that you can appreciate or you can hate his way of football. I believe that he's a really smart man. So I would love to have Allegri. Yeah, I believe. And what I would ask, a lot. No, Pogba. Yeah, Pogba. I would be happy, I would be happy, of course, about Pogba. But Allegri would be nice. Yeah, if I had a dream, I would have loved to have Agnelli on the channel. I would have loved to have Agnelli. Agnelli would have been my big dream. But that's what, when people are asking me, Beppe, who, when you are going to the offices of Juve, who is a player that, or a person that you want to talk about? I always said I really want to meet Agnelli. I really would have loved to have a coffee with Agnelli. Anyway, thank you for your question. Important, nice question. I love that one. What else? Allegri, as I guess, would be mega. Chiellini, yeah, Chiellini, of course. But everyone, of course. I will not be difficult. I'm not the person that is saying, guys, I don't want players, I don't want journalists, because journalists, they are regurgitating or they are repeating what they just wrote online and you have never really knew. I'm not that person, you know. I would love to have journalists on the channel even more and more. Even if they are repeating, there is always something more. There is something that you can't know from when they are writing it. So I'm not a hypocrite. I try to be honest. I would love to have a journalist. I would love to have players from next gen to Juventus women, from ex-players to players now, but also to management. Yeah. So let me continue because we have a lot of things to do. Beppone, fino alla fine Forza Juve. Ciao Francesco, grande Francesco. Huijsen is a son of a football player, and they always make faster progress at the beginning of the career. Yeah, because they are managed much better. They know how to pay attention to the things that are really difficult in the football world. You know, staying with their feet on the ground, super important. Beppe, you should play Football Manager on the channel. I downloaded, but it's too much. I don't know, guys. It's a game that I believe is fantastic, but you have to be really focused and concentrated. If you have to animate, you know, if you have to do a stream like that, some are fantastic to do it. I would not be able to do it. It's difficult because you have to be 100% focused, I think. Would you interview Lautaro Martinez? I would. Of course I would. Why not? But it's a player that I really don't like, so I would be really, really harsh on him. I would go immediately with, can you explain me 10 ways to dive, you know? Because when I go to the swimming pool, my wife, she's always telling me you can't dive. You think that you can dive, but you can't dive. So I would ask some tips to Lautaro Martinez to dive. I would also ask him, you know, about his hair, how many time it takes to do the hair, you know, what is taking longer, the hair or preparing to a game? Anyway, that's Lautaro Martinez question. Beppe, do you think that we should go back to 3-5-2 formation? The last game we played did not go that well. It's a good one. I want to continue with the press conference, but it's a really good question. When I said months ago, I started my personal battle months ago about the 3-4-2-1. It's a 3-4-2-1 without the trident. If you follow the channel like Mark is doing, like a lot of you are doing since long, you know that in my 3-4-1-2, I don't play as a starting 11 with Chiesa, Di Maria and Vlahovic. I start with 3-4-2-1 with a midfielder there. Ideally, I would have loved to see Pogba next to Di Maria and Vlahovic. If it's not Di Maria, it's Chiesa, Pogba, Vlahovic. If it's not Pogba, it's Fagioli. If it's not Fagioli, it's Miretti. But these players rotating with each other, Pogba, Fagioli, can be the one that are replacing one of the Di Maria or Chiesa today. Why am I saying that? Because in non-possession, you have two fantastic way of changing the game. First, with that midfielder that is dropping down and giving some support in the midfield, but also be a link offensively, because mentality-wise, it's a player that will know that he's there to give the assist to and the ball to Di Maria or Vlahovic. When you have Chiesa, Di Maria and Vlahovic, there are three players that are going towards target because they all want to score and they know they have the possibilities to do it. So that's the 3-4-2-1 that I have in mind. Now we couldn't go to the 3-5-2 because we didn't have enough players to put on the bench from the midfield with the injury of Miretti. So that's why we saw the three of them up front and we have to try them. When you have so much quality, you can. But I don't believe that at the moment the players up front are fit enough to, or prepared enough or fit enough to do that work that is requesting them to go back and to help the team. So that's one way, with a midfielder dropping down, but also with a midfielder dropping down and a Locatelli dropping down to have a four-man defense when you are in high pressure or when you are in counter-attack. You can also play with Kostic and Cuadrado or De Sciglio that are dropping down to form a five-man. So Thierry Henry yesterday was saying an organized team is what makes sure that you are not losing the games. Individualities is what making sure that you are winning games. And I love that. I really love that. on the channel, I have always preferred organized football than calcio champagne, even if I would love to have a bit more champagne in my bottle of water. Would be nice, but I would love to have a beautiful mix. Maybe a champagne without alcohol, so that you can drink a lot of champagne without taking the risk of going on the road being drunk. Anyway, guys, I would love to see Juve winning 3-4-0 in games. We are expected to win, and then, and only then, I will be okay with a 1-0 against tougher team, alla Allegri. Not too much to ask. Well, Sam, I understand that, and I totally agree with you, guys. I would be crazy today, and I believe everyone would be crazy to say, I only want 1-0s. We want 3, 4, 5 goals. Would be fantastic. And then, of course, if you have these big games, the difficult games, you accept with much more easiness the 1-0. Of course, when I'm saying that 1-0s are important, or, the cortomuso, or the just, winning matters at the end, it's because the stats has always shown that it's not the 4-0 from time to time, these 4-0 that are bringing you the win, but it's the consistent win. If you are looking at, and if you are comparing a bit the season of Antonio Conte, or the 3 seasons with Antonio Conte, in percentage-wise, Antonio Conte has more 1-0 wins than Max Allegri. It's not the 1-0 that is actually annoying supporters or not. Look, if you are looking here, I will show you, because I calculated all of them. So you see, we know it. We see a lot of 1-0, 55 1-0s for Max Allegri with Juventus. But then if you are calculating them, you see that Allegri, he won 55 games 1-0. That's a 15.58% of 1-0 with total games he played. Conte, 24 on 151, it's 1589. If you want, and if you go back to the season of Antonio Conte, where he was the coach of Juventus, the 3rd season, the one that we did the record of points, so 102 points in Serie A, that's where he did the most 1-0s. 12, if I'm not wrong, 10 in Serie A, 10 on 38. That's more than 1 every 4 games. That's more than 25% of Serie A games with only 1-0 wins. And then there were 2 additional ones in other competitions. So I agree with Sam. I would love to see more 3-4-0 wins, but at the moment it's not possible. At the moment it's not possible to do it. It's already a miracle that we are there into... Look, because some people I saw some things, and I agreed with that until yesterday evening, or this morning. I believe it's this morning, I tell you. Why? Because this morning I had something in mind. I saw someone telling me, Beppe, but we didn't see any progress from Allegri in 18 months of Juve. And the first initial was, yes, it's true, we didn't see any progress. It's true. We didn't see any progress because we are still not playing well, because we are bad, because whatever you want. Then I go back to the results. With Pirlo, we had to wait the goal of Faraoni in the last game. Our destiny was not in our hand. We had to wait on the bench watching a phone to qualify in Champions League. Last year, we qualified in Champions League with a lot of advance. So, few games before the end of the season. So we were already sure. If you are giving back, guys, if you are giving back the 15 points of Juve, we are at 44. We are second. If you are giving back the 2 points of Salernitana, we are still second with 46, but this time alone and not with Inter. Why am I saying that? That it's true that on football matters, way of playing football, of course, I can understand what people are saying. We don't see any progression. But what people don't divide is the fact of the offensive, propositive football, and then the organization, the way of going for the result and reaching the result. If you're looking here, guys, Juventus should be second at 46 versus a Napoli that is doing extraordinary things. A season that they never did, that nobody ever did in Serie A. They will win the Scudetto deservedly. So, not defending Allegri, guys. I still believe that Allegri should stop at the end of the season, winning something big, hopefully Europa League, maybe Coppa Italia, qualifying us in a European spot, maybe with a 15 points back, whatever, and then saying, okay, I stop. I did what I could for the team, I stop. That's what I still believe, because indeed, in a world where we are going towards entertainment, more offensive football, Allegri is not the coach that is offering that. And that was my first point when he was sacked in the, when was it, 18-19? That was my point. I believe it was stop. I would have loved to have Allegri back, but not now, not after 2 seasons, a bit more later, you know. But if he stays, I will respect. Because at the end, when people are telling us, Beppe, there is no progression, in a way, yes, in a way, not. And don't forget, we lost versus Monza, it's true. They took us away points versus Roma. They took us away points versus Salernitana. But you are playing without knowledge of where you are in the ranking. You don't know, and it's hard. I'm sure we lost versus Monza this time, not the first time where it was a total disaster, but this time also because of that minus 15 points. So I don't know, guys. Any estimated date to go on Stadio, Beppe? Not yet. Now I'm super sick, but I have to do it back. I will try to do it back from March on. Now I started to test it, but then if you're not sure about continuity, it's difficult. Sam, absolutely agree. Look at City or Madrid. They lose points in easy games, but big wins make team fear us. Pirlo didn't get 9 million salary. Yes, it's true. But I don't understand. I don't really understand. At the end, I'm not paying Allegri. I'm not paying Pirlo. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. I don't put my expectations on the salary of a trainer of Juve. I don't. Like, I don't put my expectation on the salary of the players on the field. It's not because a player is earning less that I will be more kind with him. Otherwise, all the hate that you are putting towards De Sciglio, they are not justified, because it's one of the players that is earning less. But it's the first one that is whistled when he's entering the field. I think it's an excuse. I really believe it's an excuse. Pirlo was the coach of Juve. He did bad. First experience, yes. We saw some beautiful things, yes. We saw a lot of bad things, yes. When I was doing the season of Pirlo, guys, I have it here. I calculated everything manually. When I did the season of Pirlo, I saw some scores that were horrendous. I don't know if you remember. Now it's easy, but if you go back, do you remember the Benevento game? We lost 1-0 versus Benevento, guys? We lost 1-0 versus Benevento. Wait, and let me check. Yeah, it's here. Guys, we lost 3-0 versus Milan. We lost versus Atalanta 1-0. We did 2-2 versus Torino. We lost 1-0 versus Benevento. We were eliminated from Champions League as well. We did 1-1 versus Verona. We lost versus Napoli 1-0. 0-0 versus Inter in Coppa Italia. Let me check a bit of other results. We lost 2-0 versus Inter in Serie A. There were some really, really difficult scores there. We lost 3-0 versus Fiorentina in Serie A, 1-1 versus Atalanta, 1-1 versus Benevento, 1-1 versus Lazio. Guys, when you are going back 1-1 versus Verona, 1-1 versus Crotone, there are some results that are not great. Then, I respect Pirlo, and of course, he has not the same experience as Allegri. But would Pirlo be able to manage the situation we are in today? I don't know. Would Pirlo do the same without Cristiano Ronaldo? I don't know. We will never know. But I will not judge a trainer. I will not judge a coach. I will not judge player about the salary. About the salary on the field. I expect every single one that is promoted to the first team to do really well and to do great. And if they are great, if not, okay. Then you take into consideration everything. The age, the experience, the amount of injuries in a season. Today we are judging Pogba as a flop, not because of his salary, not because of how he's playing on the field. We are saying that he's a flop because of the fact that he's not playing a single second with Juve. What is the difference between Pogba having 4 million and being off all season or 8 million and being off all season? It's the same. It's the same. He's not there. He's not there. And it's a flop because he's not there. So I don't like that. Pirlo did bad. Allegri did bad. Sarri did a bit better because he won the Scudetto at the end. So we see it. I don't believe so. Pirlo would have won us the Scudetto last year. I don't believe so, guys. I really don't believe so. Certainly not. No. I don't know if Pirlo would have managed to get us top 4 last season. That's my opinion. Allegri deserves much more respect from the fans. We are lucky to have someone as solid as him in difficult times. Well, you can say whatever you want about Max Allegri, like him or not. And you're right, guys. You're right. We are in a different world of football. Balanced football for fans that are watching casually football, that maybe don't understand really the game of football. I understand that balanced football is not attractive. I can understand that. I understand it. Then you have players like Henry that yesterday were speaking in front of microphones saying, with organized football you don't lose, but with individuals you are winning games, and these players are respected. And then when Allegri is disrespecting for exactly the same. But I can understand it. Then, if we are speaking about the person, it's the only one. He could have said, I'm gone. It's too much for him. And every day I receive insults. No, he's defending the team. And on that one, I believe we can only appreciate him. Pogba also makes some questionable choices. For example, why post yourself doing a dance at a ski? Mamma mia, again, Apex. This is making me really angry. I was a manager myself, okay? I was a manager myself. And when I was speaking with people that were sick, I was telling them, if you're sick, make sure that you're at home. Don't go walking in the shopping street, because then people, they will see you. It's true that on your certification from the doctor, it's written you are allowed to go out. Maybe you go because you needed to buy some food, but I always recommended them to stay home. But if they are sick, they are sick. Look, Paul Pogba, we are making a total story about him posting a video of him dancing with his kids. We are making stories, controversy about him posting a picture in the snow. Look, I'm super sick. I'm super sick. Today I went to buy the groceries. Now, if people saw me in the street, they would say, hey, look, he's with the car. He's traveling. No, I'm super sick. My wife is sick. My son is sick. But I need to buy some food because there was no food. Then, of course, if I post it online, it's a different story. Guys, he didn't ski. He didn't ski. Nobody can tell us that. On the other way, he trained, and that's also something that was posted online, he trained while he was off in La Continassa, where all the players were off. But nobody's speaking about it. I don't understand it. I really don't understand that hate towards the player that is doing nothing bad. There is not written somewhere you can't go when everyone, and you included, you are off, you can't go to the ski. There is nothing that is going against that. No, I understand that. You can do it, but don't post it on social media. I understand what you are saying. And that was also what I was recommending to my employees when I was a manager in a store. I said, Do whatever you have to do, but don't go, nearly the store so that people can't see you. But on the other hand, what is wrong? What is really wrong? When you are free and you are able to go there, I don't care. I was not caring. I will be pissed off when he will be on the field and he will miss he will have 50% pass accuracy. I will be pissed off when he will be on the field and he will miss a goal like Moiskin was missing them. I don't care about him showing a picture on the snow. Then, of course, if you see Paul Pogba going with a triple salto on his snowboard, then you are asking yourself question. I don't agree. Look, guys, you will watch the documentary soon in English about Federico Chiesa. Look, I will just do the comparison. Federico Chiesa is one that we all love, okay? It's one that we all love. Federico Chiesa, during his rehabilitation, when he was actually working to go back at the top, he went on holiday. Federico Chiesa went on holiday. He went to where he's always going, usually, Forte dei Marmi. He was there, and he was enjoying. He was at the restaurant, he was in the sea, he was jumping in the sea. You will see the images with his girlfriend. Watch Chiesa as well, not only the girlfriend, but you will see. He's there in the sea, he's enjoying. You will see that he has some holiday. At a certain moment, you have the staff from Juventus that is joining him on holiday to continue the preparation. So he had 10 days tranquillo, and then he started again his preparation. Imagine if it was Pogba. People would hate it because you have a negative perception on the player. And this is the problem. How you are starting to have the perception of the player. If it's De Sciglio, you whistle him before he's entering the field. If it's Federico Chiesa that is missing a shot because he didn't play really well versus Fiorentina and he missed a shot super wide instead of opening on the right side because nobody was speaking about it. I watched the game 3 times. At a certain moment, second half, before him being subbed out, he received the ball, He's turning himself. There are 2 players next to him on the right side. Much better position than Federico Chiesa. Instead of going there, he's taking his chance with a disgusting shot because he's taking the ball really bad. Ball is going really wide. Well, guys, if it was Moiskin, would have been whistled, would have been booed, would have been insulted. It's Federico Chiesa, it's fine. You see, that's where I think it's sometimes not correct, or you're objective or not. Yesterday they asked me to write answers, to answer questions for Marca. For Marca in the biggest Spanish sport paper about Danilo. You know, I like Danilo. I have his shirt here. You can't see it here with the logo maybe here. Wait, you see? No, because there are the messages. You see the shirt of Danilo. I really like Danilo. I really like Danilo. My favorite player? No. Am I comparing him with the past defenders, Montero centrally, or Lichtsteiner as a fullback, or no, it's not the same. In my heart, I have other players. But I appreciate really Danilo. Yesterday, I could have been influenced to go towards answering questions in a certain way. Putting Danilo a bit more in a better version. Yesterday, I thought it was my responsibility to be as neutral and honest as possible answering the question about Danilo. Yesterday, when I was answering these questions, I was really trying to be neutral. Okay, are supporters happy with Danilo? I said certain are super happy, but they are questioning the contract until 2026. Might be too long because we already made the mistakes. Some are not happy. When they said, what is the perception about Danilo? Are fans loving them? I said, a vast majority is loving Danilo, but then you have also the people that are not liking Danilo. Why? Because some are still linking it with the Cancelo swap, and it will always be like that. It will always be linked with the Cancelo swap. Some people are saying that he's not at the level of what we want, of what we expected, but trying to be objective. That's what I try to do, at least. Anyway, we pay for a ticket, we get a t-shirt, and we automatically want to impose our own wishes on the club and players and everyone. Small kings behind the screens. But on the other side, attenzione, I believe that it's correct. Ciao BT. Indeed, they are not prisoners. They are working. If Pogba, you know when I would have been pissed off with Pogba? Because I work at Juve, I know things that people do not know. I would be pissed off if someone told me, we were expecting Pogba today because he had a training session and he didn't come. He didn't show up. Or the intensity of Pogba during today's training session was really bad. But in the afternoon, I saw him at the jumping park, jumping and going full power with his kids. Then I'm pissed off. Then I'm saying that's not okay. So, you see, then answering Henrik about the fact that we are paying our tickets, our shirt, and that we are investing money. Some are doing, some are not doing. I believe that as a supporter, paying or not paying whatever, you have the right to expect the best from your team, to expect the best from your players, to expect that they sweat until the last drop for their shirt. I believe it's correct to whistle performances of a team. Sometimes I'm not like that, but I can even accept that after a game, you are whistling performances of individuals. I'm not like that, but I can accept. Then, guys, everyone is doing whatever they want. If you want to go and whistle and insult the player from the first minute, you do what you want. Who am I to tell you no? But I would not recommend it. I saw players like Christian Bale. Every time I miss, what's his name? Gareth Bale. I saw players like Gareth Bale in an interview saying, I don't understand it neither. They are supposed to support you. You already start with being scared because they boo you and you're already not playing well. With the insult, with the whistles, you're scared to do any mistake. So it's a paradox. It's not normal. But anyway, that's another discussion. So, I don't understand. But again, then if people want to do it, they do it. But if you are in the stadium, if you are whistling, then you are also open to receive criticism back. Then, of course, it's some single people. It's some single people. Like Allegri said today in press conference, a lot of supporters after the minus 15 points, they stick together and they are supporting in the stadium, which is really great. Youssef, and I will close, guys, in 5 minutes max because my head is really, really, really painful now. I don't know if we reached finally the 100 likes. Not even. Yeah, we did. Not great. 114 is not a great one. We can do better here. We can do better. Anyway. Let me check. Beppe, I also think that it's because people romanticize someone like Chiesa over De Sciglio. So if Chiesa ruins a shot, let's say, the romantic in them will say, at least he's trying, but not for De Sciglio. Yeah. But it's the perception. That's what I was explaining, Youssef. It's the perception of, we like Chiesa. We will tend to forgive him a bit better than not. But it's normal. When you hate someone, you're looking at the bad things in that person. You're looking and you're finding. And everything that is doing that person, you are seeing it at, attenzione, look, he's trying to fool me, he's trying to attack me. Why did he say it like that? That's psychology, guys. It's facts. I'm not lying. When you like someone, you try to see the positives in them. Guys, if you are going towards harsh discussions, some men or women, regardless, I don't care about that, but men or women, they're staying with the partners that are treating them really bad. And what is the excuse always? Yes, but she loves me. He loves me, she loves me. Yes, but its intentions are not bad. Why? Because you love that person and you are trying to forgive him. While you know that it's not correct, but you are trying to find a good way. On the other side, you have, for example, the girl or the guy that is saying, why am I single? Nobody loves me. And then you have an ugly girl or a boy that is showing attention and love towards you. And you say, no. Why is maybe the best person on earth? No. Look, he's stalking me. Why is he or she bringing me flowers? You see, it is like that, guys. It's humanity. It's normal. I understand it, but that's why I try to split my own will with reality. Anyway, Anthony Schifano, if you get angry at players' personal social media, then you've got it all wrong. But we saw a lot of things like that, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, recap. Bremer word, short and precise. We need to go to the final, or at least that was our ambition. 3 or 4 man defense, regardless. We started with 4. I feel well in a 3-man defense. We played with a 3-man defense in the past. We played with a 4-man defense in the start of the season. I adapting myself, but of course, I feel good in a 3-man defense. I made a lot of mistakes, harsh mistakes versus Napoli and Monza. I'm not trying to find any alibi because this is not how I am. We are conscious about all the difficulty that we have. Let's see to finish in a best way this year, because next year, whatever happens with the -15 back or not, next year we start again at 0. Where is Allegri improving me? Allegri is improving me because last year I was used to only think about man-marking players one-on-one, while this year I'm also improving and he's making me a better player thanks to the fact that I'm also able to mark in a zone, in spaces, more than only one-on-one. Allegri said a lot of things. He spoke about Pogba that will not be there, Milik will not be there, Ciao Juventini will not be there, but we know it. I told you. Then I saw some news, some translation accounts saying, hey, we'll be back, but no, he will not be back yet. But Pogba is not there, even if today he ran. Again, Pogba is a day by day. We know it. Bonucci will be there, but not playing. It's more for feeling again the game. Being on the bench. Cuadrado will be there, even if he's not at 100% yet. What about the trident? Well, Allegri didn't answer. He said we have to always take into consideration that we are also having a game on Sunday, a competition that we want to win. It's the first time that he will manage a game in Europa League. I saw really beautiful answers, beautiful questions, beautiful answers about individualities, about the team, about the difference with the competition. Of course, we are not happy that we are out of Champions League. We need still to be angry because we were eliminated, but we have to do really well. Beppe, can we hear some prediction about tomorrow's game? It's too, but you know that for me, prediction too early. It's difficult because I don't even know who will play. But the prediction I can give you is that Juventus will have the intention to close the game already at home. This is a mistake that Allegri did a lot of time. Allegri's mistake has always been to consider a game of 180 minutes and managing the first game to go without risk, so that we can play that next game. He was eliminated in Villarreal because of that. This time we are starting at home with a full stadium. I believe that we will try to look for a big performance. For a big performance with a lot of goals. Will we be able to do it or not? I don't know. But the intention will be that. I don't believe that the intention will be save the game, park the bus, pay attention, 1-0 and we wait. I don't believe it's that tomorrow. So I'm expecting a game where Juventus will try to close it already. That's my prediction. Defense, I have no doubt in Alexandro, Danilo and Bremer, especially Bremer because he will not be there versus Spezia. Szczesny to the goal tomorrow. Who am I expecting? I'm expecting again Kostic on the left and probably starting with Cuadrado on the right side, but not all game. Cuadrado on the right side. I'm expecting that we continue with that 3-4-2-1 with Rabiot, Locatelli in the middle, and I believe again the trident. But that's what I said immediately. The only change would be Cuadrado instead of De Sciglio. So Phonics is saying, imagine Juve wins the Europa League this season. That's what we wish. That's what we hope. I don't know if it will be possible. I want a 4-0, probably a 3-1. Better a 4-0 than a 3-1, Ryan? Mirza is not playing as good as last year. No, but if you're looking at the latest result of Nantes, guys, look, they are much better now than a few time ago. Look at, wait, I'll put it here. So, look at the results. Since 2023, 1-0 win, 2-0 win. That was, of course, in Coupe de France, but anyway. Ligue 1, 0-0 versus Lyon. 3-0 win versus Montpellier. Then 0-0, and they won at the penalties in Coupe de France versus Town. Clermont, 0-0 versus Nantes. They only lost versus Marseille. They only lost versus Marseille 2-0. Ajaccio Nantes 0-2. Angers 1-1 in Coupe de France. They won at penalty, so they continue. They won 1-0 versus Lorient. So if you're looking at only the Ligue 1, they have 1 clean sheet, 2 clean sheets, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, they only conceded versus Marseille, that is in top form. They only lost versus Marseille, that is in top form. So it's a team that is doing much better in 2023 than 2022. No excuse, no alibi. Juventus needs to win tomorrow. But this is the reality. So we are facing, it's like we faced Paris Saint-Germain in the best of their form and ability with the best of their players. Vitinha next to Verratti were on top form. Mbappe was on fire. Di Maria is our player. He was not there. Messi that was doing everything to prepare himself for the World Cup. Neymar, everyone was on top of the top at Paris Saint-Germain. When you see yesterday they were absolutely not in top form. Far from top form, Paris Saint-Germain. We have the ability of playing teams that are in the top of their form. It is what it is. Yes, I watched Paris Saint-Germain Bayern. Yeah, I watched. So everyone hoping for a complete game tomorrow. Get a rest and feel better. Yeah, I will do that now. Guys, it's over. 1 hour 22. I love that. Guys, should we continue? Maybe I can do a poll. Not long, huh? Not long, huh? Yes or no? Should we continue? Yes or no? Is it something you like, or is it because I don't hear myself when I'm speaking because I'm listening to Allegri, to the player, to the journalist, and I'm translating like that, so I don't know if I'm making a lot of mistakes in words, or I don't hear myself. I don't know if it's stuttering a lot or not. So you decide. Apex, Paris Saint-Germain run of form as of late has been really horrible. It's true. They already lost 5 games in 2023, while they lost 4 in total 2022. Only if you are okay, Beppe. No, but it's okay, guys. And about Hogwarts, the game, fantastic. Yeah. My son is playing. I don't know what level he has. I believe he's approaching the level 30 or something like that. While I'm at level 6, but I didn't play long, but it's great. A bit in the beginning, guys, to tell you the truth, too much dialogue. Mamma mia, they speak. You have to travel from one side of the school to the other. A bit too much. But I like it. I'm happy. I was thinking to stream it maybe on Twitch or something like that. And I'm happy I didn't do it for the beginning of the game because it's too much dialogue. It would be really annoying, I believe, streaming it. Then, maybe in a second stage, my son is playing and there are a lot more other things to do. It's better. Hey, I am at Serpentard in French. I don't know the snakes. What is the name of the snakes in English? The one of the bad, the bad ones. I don't know what is Serpentard in English. I don't know. I'm trying. Slytherin. Slytherin is the name. Slytherin. That's where I am. Slytherin. Yeah. It's not my fault. It's not my. You want the truth for the people that are playing the game. You want the truth. I tell you the truth. Like Conte says.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
Well, if I tell you the truth, it's that actually I was playing. And it was super. I believe it was 3 a.m. I arrived after the big intro with a lot of dialogue. It was 3:30 a.m., something like that. I was really tired. My eyes were closing and I had the PlayStation controller in my hand. I was watching and it was too much text, speaking. So I arrived. You know, when you arrive late, when they will go with the hat and choose the house you are in. And I don't know what happened. I woke up with my eyes like that and I saw that I was at Slytherin. So I have no idea what happened and why I'm there. Maybe I clicked on something, while falling asleep. I can't explain it. It's quite funny, by the way. Towson Ihataren. Well, Towson Ihataren. And then I close. It's super easy. It's a player that has immense technical qualities. Immense technical qualities. A player that is able to make the difference. But like a lot of young players, if the head is not there, it's not there. I believe that Juventus did a mistake in probably not taking enough time to study the entourage of the player. If it was a player that was able to be recuperated mentally, would be fantastic. But it's not the case. And guys, I tell you, you don't know, but I tell you, a lot of players from the past, the present, in a lot of team, where we think that they are next phenomenal, they don't reach it because of mental. Yeah, he lost his father too. It's true, Jim, and it's unfortunate, and I wish this to nobody, and I understand. But then, I know a lot of people who, my wife, when she was young, she lost her father. She didn't start to do crazy things on the street, and she didn't go in jail, guys. She didn't start doing really strange things. It's hard, yes. But then there is a difference between a big difficult moment and how you are answering it. Anyway, it's a pity. A lot of people raised their hand. They wanted to help him. He didn't want to. If you don't want to, you don't want to. It is what it is. Guys, ragazzi, grazie for the live. It was fantastic. I had a lot of fun. Enjoy the rest of the day. If I feel better, maybe tonight we go back with a small live. Otherwise, we see each other tomorrow. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao Sam, ciao Jim, ciao Juve Pulse, Enric, ciao Apex, ciao Aman, grande Aman. No, I didn't choose the house of Inter. Ciao Sam Mikalev, ciao Sam Al-Hajari. RB comes, watch the video of Sule that he made, and we are expecting the one of Fagioli on Friday. Ciao to Anthony Schifano, to Styler Z, to Apex again, to Ali Farad, to Ryan, to Alexandre Oliveira, to all the people in the chat. Grazie, forza Juve. Ciao. Del Baggio, thanks for mentioning my name.